Growl, growl, prowl, prowl. Hello, my friends. I'm the Lion of Truth, and I've been going over and over in my mind recently about whether or not I should create this video, but eventually my heart won out, so here we are. I don't know how long the video is going to be. Let's just see. I thought about writing a really long script and everything, but I'm just going to go off the cuff and try to do it all in one take. So basically, before we get into it, I want to help you understand and help you wrap your minds around the concept that anything, virtually anything in this entire universe can be represented graphically. Okay? You can take any concept, any dichotomy of two different things, and you can put them onto a board or onto a screen or even an image in your own head, and you can represent these images graphically by putting them on a chart. Okay, I like to use spectrums. I think spectrums, putting things on a spectrum, I think is the simplest and easiest way for anybody to understand virtually any topic. So you just picture a line, right? Hopefully I'll have some video going on in the background here so you can look, some graphical, some drawings that I've done. So anything you want can be represented in a line going from negative infinity to positive infinity. For this particular image here, I've chosen masculinity and femininity, okay? And I chose to represent the icons with the letter F and the letter M. And obviously you can see the negative infinity sign and the positive infinity sign. And this can be anything, right? I'm talking about masculinity and femininity, but I told you, this applies to all concepts in the universe. Test this out. Don't believe me. Don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything anyone else says unless it agrees with your own conscience, unless your own mind and your own heart can fully understand and grasp it. Only then can you believe words that somebody's saying. So test my theory out. You can put anything that's diametrically opposed, two opposite things, and you can put them together on this spectrum. Let's do it right now. Light and dark, hot and cold, good and evil, tall and short, skinny and fat, big and small, spicy, not spicy, sweet and bitter. See what I mean, you guys? Dangerous, not dangerous. You can put anything you want onto a spectrum. That's why I love spectrums, because they visually represent abstract concepts that are hard for us to wrap our heads around. So if you're ever confused about something, you can literally put it on a spectrum. I mean, have you guys heard of the electromagnetic spectrum? That's all light is, by the way. It's just different oscillations, different frequencies, different wavelengths of photons bouncing around all over the place. And that creates all the light that we know. And these wavelengths can range from anywhere of the smallest as the radius of an atom to football fields long. These wavelengths are incredible. They go so short, they can be very short and they can be very long. And what we see as humans, by the way, we see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. You are interpreting less than 1% of all the light that's going on around you. Okay? 99.9% of the information, the other light, the wavelengths, you can't see them. All humans can see, it's about 400 to 700 nanometers, guys. So put your fingers as close as you can together, your smidgy little fingers. That's still not as small as the wavelengths that we're capable of seeing. But I just told you that there's wavelengths that are longer than football fields, okay? And there's wavelengths much, much smaller than 400 to 700 nanometers. So we're only seeing less than 1% of the world around us. So think about that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I digress. Go back to the spectrum, right? So anything can exist on a spectrum. Anything at all. And for this particular video, I'm going to be using masculinity and femininity. So let's get into the actual video. What is today's topic about? Today, I'm going to be talking about women. I'm going to be talking about females, and I know it's like a taboo subject to be talking about in June 2020 because of all the stuff that's been going on that I've noticed the past couple of years of my life. The toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, all these just ridiculous things and ridiculous concepts of people touting about inclusion and diversity, but then being completely hypocritical and total hypocrites in their own behaviors and their own thoughts and their own words. They go back on the things that they say. Or sometimes in the same sentence or even in the same, in the same breath. It's ridiculous, man. It grinds my gears. So I'm just out here trying to give you guys a little bit of truth, get your minds going, get your thoughts going so that you can come up with your own opinions, with your own thoughts about what you believe and how you will judge others if you judge them at all in the future. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the past, I don't know how many years it's been, 5, maybe 10 years, whatever. Media has been really going after men in a negative way, always looking down on men, talking bad about men, hating men. And, the roles that women are playing now in video games, movies, music, what have you, TV shows, they're taking on very masculine, traditionally masculine roles, being bosses and leaders and generals and this and this and this. And like, nothing's wrong with that, but it's the way they're portraying it that really upsets me. So it's just weird to see, to me, that first of all, like, the media says how terrible men are, how much they hate men. And then what do they do with the women? They're making the women become men. They're cutting their hair off. They're giving them muscles, making them work out, putting some on steroids or whatever, and just like, shaving their heads, and they're getting deeper voices and all these things that are traditionally male. They're having the females go into it. So when you look at it like that, it's interesting. It's a very interesting psychological topic, because I don't know. I don't think that anybody actually hates men. When I look at it from an outside perspective, I would actually say that they have volition. They have negative thoughts and what's the word? No, not avarice. That's greed. They have a lot of negativity geared towards women, towards themselves, that they don't like being feminine. They don't like having beauty and grace to be associated with them. And to me, this is just mind-blowing. This is just mind-boggling. I'm like, to me, men and women are like the yin and the yang, We're the two opposites that attract one another, that you can't have one without the other. We're two sides to the same coin, right? The peanut butter and the jelly, you can have these things separately, but together they're just so much better. That's how I've always viewed men and women. Not that either one is superior to the other. It's just that we have different roles and different things that we're good at biologically, psychologically, and physically, that separates us. And I think those differences should be celebrated. They shouldn't be frowned upon. You shouldn't be scolded for your differences. But that's exactly what we're seeing, which is crazy, which is absolutely nuts, And also, to further masculinity and femininity from an astronomical perspective, astrophysics, that type of perception, I view it as like space itself is feminine and matter itself is inherently masculine. So space is this emptiness, like this hole, right? This longing for something to be inside of it. And then matter itself is the male, the masculine, the doing part. There's the being and the doing, right? Space is the being, and then the doing is the matter. And that's what goes into space. The matter goes into space, right? And that's how I view it. And I think it's a very beautiful thing when you look up into the stars at night and you see all this space. It's so feminine to me. It's like, oh my God, it's just there. It's like, hey, I want to be connected. I want to be filled with something. I want to reproduce. I want to give life. And then you have the matter. You have the stars and the galaxies and the asteroids and the moons and everything. And it's all the masculine stuff going in and showing itself and like filling up that space, that feminine space. And I love it. But anyway, so point is, and sometimes, and this, like I said, we're going back with the males and females. Sometimes people don't, quote unquote, they don't identify with either one. They don't consider themselves a girl or a boy. Or sometimes people consider themselves a both, boy and girl, or something else entirely. Like I identify as like a lion, right? I identify a lot of times as more of an animal than I do a human. It's all on the spectrum. It's all on these different spectrums. But it's okay. It doesn't matter, right? So let's say you're somebody who doesn't identify. You're not a boy. You're not a girl. You're whatever. That's fine. What I have an issue with is when people start forcing their opinions and their beliefs on others in such a negative way that they make them feel bad about themselves. That they say, oh, you're just a girl? Oh, well, you shouldn't be like that. You should be like this. Or, oh, you're just a guy? Well, you shouldn't be like that. You should be like this. And that just irks me in such a way. There's so many examples I would like to bring up, especially in video games recently and in movies, but I'm not going to because I don't want to point fingers. I don't want to name names because this is a bigger this is a symptom to a larger problem that's going on in humanity, just as a whole, is that people are just not comfortable with who they are. They're not comfortable with their own masculinity, with their own femininity, with their own ambiguity in between those things. So they're trying to force others to have that same opinion, and it just creates a negative environment for everybody involved. So the thing I want to do with this video, I guess it is going to be kind of long, is I'm going to be talking about not only strong female characters that are in media and art and video games and movies and stuff, but I'm also going to be talking about beautiful women, sexy women, women that have the curves, women that look feminine, that have grace and passion and blessings just pouring out of them. These are women that I've grown up with, that I've grown up looking up to, okay, respecting. When I was a kid, man, a lot of them when I was a kid, before I understood any of this, before I had any degree in science, before I had any research, any experience with women, right, like actually being with them, spending time with them, doing things with them mentally and physically, exploring ourselves and what it means to be human. Before any of that, these are the women that I was around, you know, growing up as a kid. So I'm going to go through some of these. I'm going to hopefully show you some pictures, talk about their beauty, their grace, their power, their will. You want to talk about being strong, independent women. This list I have here, some of my favorites. And of course, I think there's about 15 here we're going to talk about, 15 girls. And then at the end, I'm going to do a little bit of a, you know, honorable mention, because there's so many. And of course, I know as soon as I finish this, as soon as I click render and save the video, I know I'm going to think about a million more. And I've already thought about a couple, but I'm not going to include all of them because I just don't want this to be, you know, 3 hours long of a video. It's probably, at this point, I'm thinking 30 minutes, if not longer, is what this video is going to be. But we're only 12 minutes in right now, so let's see how far we push it. So yeah, that's basically the premise, is that everything exists on a spectrum. So no matter what you identify as, that's okay, because we're all part of the same thing. It's just I really hope that people stop shoving their own beliefs in a negative way, in a very toxic way, down other people's throats, and so that they can, you know, hate men or hate women or hate this. No, don't hate anybody. You can hate. The only thing I would say to ever hate is like the negative things that people do. If someone lies or steals or kills and murders, you know, in cold blood, that's something you can hate. But even then, I wouldn't hate the person. Hate the sinner. Hate the sin, love the sinner, right? You gotta love the sinner. I love everybody. I don't care what you've done or what you're going to do later. I always tell people, like, talk about unconditional love and how most people don't have unconditional love. And I guarantee it, 99% of the relationships that you have, that I have, that everyone has, are not full of unconditional love. The person that you are connected to, or that you believe you're connected to, I promise you, there are a litany of things, there are millions of things that you could do that would make them stop talking to you, that would make them block you, that would make them stop loving you. There's all these things. So to that, I would say that is a condition. That is conditional love. And that is not the type of love that I have in my heart for anybody. Because I've received conditional love, and let me tell you, it's terrible. Because the moment you say something or do something that doesn't fit along with their lines, with their predetermined boundaries of what it means to love somebody, as soon as you break out of that in any way, they will hate you. They will reject you. They will block you. They will erase you from their lives, and it will hurt. So I've had this happen with virtually everybody that I've ever been close to. So one of the things that I promised myself long ago, back when I was a teenager, is that I'm going to stick with love. Because hate is too great of a burden to bear, right? So I'm going to try to have unconditional love for every single person, atom, molecule, plant, animal, everything. Every photon of light, every bit of existence in this universe, try to love it unconditionally, even things that I'm supposed to hate. You know, like terrible people that I'm taught to hate. I can't force myself to do it. I cannot. I've tried, believe me, I've tried. I just can't. I just always come up with reasons as to why somebody was the way they were, you know? Somebody blocked you or was, you know, doing terrible things to humans or whatever. I just think about the negative stuff in their life, and I'm like, man, I'm sorry, I don't know what drove them to be like that, but I know deep down that the core of who they are, it's not bad, it's not evil, it can't be. I just don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. I know that we all do terrible things, but I don't believe that anybody at their core is truly evil. I don't. I refuse. I just think people are confused, uneducated, misguided, sad, lonely, depressed, Misery loves company, man. I don't know if you guys have heard that before, right? Misery loves company. When someone's feeling bad about themselves, what do you think is going to make them feel better? What they think is going to make them feel better. Bringing other people down to make themselves look higher, So you don't like the way you are as a man or a girl? What can you do easily? You can just attack the other side viciously. Maybe even try to be like them and just reject who you are. And in reality, you're just going to have this conflicting back and forth emotions inside your heart and your mind your entire life. And I don't know if it'll ever be resolved until each and every one of us comes to the conclusion and the peace of mind knowing who we are, no matter what that is. All right, so let's actually get into the list here. What do you guys think? Okay, and on this list, by the way, we have everything from your everyday girls, your next door neighbors. We have everything from them. We have everything from AI, artificial intelligence. We got goddesses here. We have concepts and ideas here. Women that are just made out of a concept, made out of an ideal or a thought or a will. Okay, we have all types of women on this list, and I think they're all beautiful. We have elven princesses. All right, let's just get into it, guys. So, the first women, and this is in no particular order, but I think the first and the last one are very important, like the order I chose. They're all important, every single one of these girls. I love them all to death. But the list in which I'm going to read them to you and talk about them a little bit, the beginning and the end are the only two significant parts of the list, as far as the order, the first and last. Okay, so the first one, Cortana. For those of you who don't know, a little summary on Cortana. She is artificial AI in the Halo universe. If you don't know Halo, please look it up, man. Halo is incredible. But anyway, what's unique about Cortana is she's the first AI in the entire universe in this franchise, in this fantasy. She's the first one that was ever created based on living cells from human tissue. Okay? So her consciousness, her being, her soul, whatever you want to call it, it arose. It came from Dr. Halsey, which was her creator, using her own living tissue samples to create Cortana. So she's an AI, yes, but she was made from living cells, man. So to me, that gives her a soul. To me, that makes me think that she's like a person, like pretty much as good as a person. And actually, if you play through the games 1, 2, 3, and specifically Halo 4, you will learn about Cortana and her personality and how she's struggling being an AI. She is so powerful. You want to talk about strong, independent women? God, all these girls are just so powerful. She can hack mainframes. She can control, ships, spaceships, weapons, nuclear weapons. She can hack plans and infiltrate all types of things, man. She can be in multiple places at once. She is amazing. I love Cortana. Always thinking on the fly on what to do next, helping Master Chief. She's like Chief's right-hand girl, And by the way, oh my God, how beautiful she is. Specifically, my favorite version, Halo 4, what ends up happening is she starts to go rampant, which is basically the AI, her computer chips and, her consciousness starts to break down after like 7 years, I believe, in Halo 4. And the whole idea of Halo 4 is to try to heal her and save her, and her at the same time wrestling with the concept that she wants to be human. And that was one of the things I've always wanted for Cortana ever since Halo 3. I'll never forget this. It was like 2009. I was a kid in high school. I remember telling my buddies, like, I hope and wish that, like, Cortana will eventually become human, because at the end of Halo 3 most of Halo 3 was really when you started to see that she was actually, at least in my opinion, this is just my opinion, that she's in love with Master Chief, like, genuinely in love with the guy. And it always warmed my heart, especially at the very end when he says, "Wake me when you need me." And the cryo chamber is closing there and he goes to sleep for, I think it's 3 years. And she says, "I'll miss you." And like, oh my God, dude, just the way she said it, she's so respectful. She's so adorable. And then in Halo 4, when she wakes him up, the teaser trailer for Halo 4, you guys, you have no idea what the teaser trailer did for me. Oh my God. Where she's like, "John, wake up. I need you." Oh man, he burst out of the cryo chamber. Like, guys, gentlemen, if you're watching this, you tell me You comment down below and you tell me, is there anything that gets you more pumped up and ready to kill and ready to defend and ready to fight? Is there anything that gets you more pumped up than if you were to hear the scream and the cry of the woman that you love, your girlfriend, your wife, your significant other, what have you? To hear them calling out your name, saying, help, I need you. Tell me what would get you more pumped up and ready to go Super Saiyan and Superman, on that darkness that's trying to hurt your baby girl. Tell me. It's because to me, I don't have an answer. Like hearing the cry of a woman I love calling my name to help her, I can literally bend time and space. So Cortana has all this power, all this internal conflict, all this strength, wanting to become a woman, but yet she still has the grace and the beauty and the femininity and the sexiness of a female, guys. You see how these female characters can be done correctly? You can have both, and that's one of the biggest points I want to drive home to all these producers, game producers, actresses, everybody all over the world. If anyone sees this video, you can have both, guys. You can be the strong, independent woman with long hair and curves and boobs and a butt and beauty and grace and meekness and femininity. You can still have both. You don't need to be masculine with short hair, ordering people around, being rude and nasty and mean and demeaning. You don't need to be like that to be considered strong, Like, I don't know who got that in their head. I'm like knocking on my forehead. Like, what the hell? Who came up with that this was the way that women should start acting and behaving these past 10 plus years? Like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. And people are still making videos, writing books, and all these things about it. And it just blows my mind. All right, so let's move on to number 2 here. We got Fi. I believe I called her Fi from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Once again, she's like, I don't even know what I would call her. She's like a spirit that resides within the Master Sword that Link uses to defeat the darkness, the blade that seals the darkness, the blade of evil's bane. Fi is like, she is the Master Sword. It's a really weird, conundrum. She's like in there, but she's part of it, like she is it. And she has beauty and grace too, she has beautiful flowing. I love her design. Her design is based off the Master Sword. But even though she is once again like an AI or computer intelligence, she still has beauty and grace and femininity all over her, with the way she moves, even the way she talks, the way she dances when you go to the springs, go to the different springs throughout the game full of water, and the way she dances and does a little prayer ritual. It's beautiful to witness. It's powerful as hell too. You know what I mean? She is in the blade. She is the blade that seals the darkness. You talk about powerful once again. You can have both of these things, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. You can be both beautiful and a badass. That's totally cool. That's actually how I would want most women to be, I love it when women are both sexy and adorable, but still could kick your ass or, do something incredible at the same time. That's awesome, dude. It's respectable. All right, moving on to number 3. Ooh, Trinity from The Matrix. Here we go. Guys, if you haven't seen The Matrix, then I don't know what to tell you. You haven't taken the red pill yet. That's all I gotta say, man. You gotta go see The Matrix, dude. Trinity, once again, perfect example. When I was a kid growing up seeing The Matrix, she carried herself with such a finesse, such a grace, it was fluid, man, the way she moves when she's in there, when she's in the Matrix being Trinity. The outfit she wears, oh my god, that black, I don't even know what it is, the spandex full bodysuit with the glasses, dude. Not only did she look sexy as hell, she looked scary, dude. She looked strong, powerful, intimidating, all of those things at the same time. And she actually pulls off the short hair very well. Most women, I don't think, pull off the short hair well at all. I don't like it. But Trinity, dang girl, she looked good. I thought she looked really good in the Matrix trilogy. I liked it a lot. Would I like to see a long hair Trinity? Of course. But I thought she did very well. So there's another perfect example, man, of a strong female character kicking ass, but still being beautiful, being sexy, being graceful, being kind, considerate, empathetic. These are women, guys. These are examples. If you're a girl watching this, dude, My opinion, study these women on this list. Like you should aspire to be like these women, because they are magnificent representations of what the female spirit is capable of. You are capable of being so much more than the media tells you. You are capable of being so much more than your friends and family believe you to be. You can transcend all of this. I promise you. You just need to get inspiration. You need to awaken those parts of your heart that have been asleep ever since you were little, ever since you were a little girl. You know, all these things have been destroyed out of you because of society and the environment and people's warped and twisted conceptions about what's right and what's wrong. And I'm here to set the record straight, to show you perfect examples of multi-million-dollar, sometimes billion-dollar industries where females get it right, where the creators get the females correctly, where they represent them in a positive way that is inspirational, I think, to everybody. Okay, moving on. The next female on the list, Midna, also known as the Twilight Princess from The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Oh man, Midna. When she's in her little imp form, like, she's cute and adorable, she's very powerful. Oh my god. So powerful, mischievous, scary. All that stuff. She nails it. And then when she transforms into her princess, her Twilight Princess form, dude, forget about it. Oh, the grace and the beauty of her design, man. It screams royalty. It screams elegance. It screams passion and empathy and care for her people. You know, she was all about helping her people. And it's so admirable. How can you do anything but respect that, man? All while still being beautiful and sexy, you know? There we go again. She still has it. She has the femininity, the flowing clothes, the flowing royal-looking cape. Nailed it. Love Midna. Twilight Princess is probably like my second favorite Zelda game. I think Ocarina of Time is still number 1 for me. I think Twilight Princess is number 2, man, with Breath of the Wild probably being 3. Love those games, dude. Just love them. All right, here we go. Moving on. Another one. We got another. Man, Nintendo knows women, dude. Here we go. Samus Aran. If you don't know about Metroid or Metroid Prime, look into it, guys. Play the games. Metroid, as far as I understand, Samus Aran, she's like a bounty hunter. She's like a space pirate out in space, traveling to different galaxies, fighting aliens, fighting monsters. Samus Aran is badass. She is awesome. And when you play the game, I think it was Metroid Prime, I forget which one it was. No, okay, it was the original, like the old, I think the side scrollers, just Metroid. I believe, you know, I played a little bit of it, I think, but I definitely played Metroid Prime, the first one. You know, you were playing as this bounty hunter, fighting these aliens, kicking ass, taking names, and then you find out at the end of the game, she takes off her helmet, and it's a girl under there. Like, you have this badass spacesuit, you know, so you don't know if it's a guy or a girl, you just assume. But then she takes off the helmet, and it is a girl, and it's like, oh my god, this is who I was playing. It was a crazy, you know, realization. I remember when I learned that she was a girl, not a guy. I was like, whoa, Samus is a girl. Like, that's awesome. And then you see her outside of her outfit. You can look it up on, I think it's, I'll have pictures here. Zero Suit Samus, man, from Nintendo, from Super Smash Brothers. Oh my god, dude. Talk about beautiful, sexy, powerful, gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. The way I love her boots, the tight blue, and the way her hair flows. Dude, forget it. She's got like her little like laser pistol. There's another girl, man, right there, who nailed the balance of being in the spectrum, right? Of still having some masculine traits while still representing and fulfilling her feminine desires and feminine nature. I love it. I freaking love it, man. All right, moving on to the next one here. We got my girl, Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite, you guys. I'm going to show you, once again, it makes me really sad because she got toned down from the demos to the real game, like when the real game came out. Her curves, man, the way she looked in the demos, dude, I adored it. I still will. I always adore her no matter what. Even in the game, she's great. But the feminine aspects of her were decreased, if you know what I mean, from the demos to the game. But she still has a lot of femininity, man. She was a girl that was, you know, captured and kept in a cage most of her life, just up in this tower, just reading books. She was just filling herself with knowledge, gaining experience through the books that she read. And she learned, this girl can talk about being powerful. Okay, she has the femininity aspects with the way she talks, the way she dresses, the way she moves. She's got all that Disney, literally the Disney princess vibe. That's what she was based off of, I believe, is like, the Disney princesses, which I love them all, by the way. But then she can rip through space and time, you guys. She can bring in objects from other dimensions that are occurring simultaneously because of the realm of quantum mechanics and quantum physics, okay? That states, the multiverse theory states that at any given moment, every second of every day, guys, we're all creating infinite number of realities. There's infinite number of realities, and we are creating one of them every single second. Every choice that you make, you are collapsing that wave function from infinity into one reality. You are collapsing a million different things, an infinite number of things that you could do, and you are collapsing everything into just one occurrence. So, like right now, you could click off this video, you could delete the video, you could get up out of your chair, you could stay in your chair, you could eat something, you could drink something, you could run outside. There's a million things you could do right now. You see what I'm saying? But there's only one that you're actually doing at any moment. So you're taking an infinite number of possibilities of things you could do, and you are collapsing everything into one. And that's what she does, Elizabeth does in that game. She takes all these possibilities of these things, and she can collapse it and pull something into your reality, into your game, into your universe. If that's not power, then I don't know what is. And she's also very beautiful, very sexy. Moving on, we got Wonder Woman. I mean, does she need an introduction? Do I need to say more? If you don't know who Wonder Woman is, then I don't know what else to tell you, man. She's just this beautiful girl who's also very powerful. I believe she's a goddess. She's a goddess from her planet. Where was she from? Like the Amazons, I believe is her race, This girl is, crazy. She's got, I think her truth lasso. She's got her sword, her shield. She herself is very powerful. She's got the bracelets, man. When she slams those together, she can, deflect almost anything. And look at her design, guys. What about her design is bad? You gotta love it. All these girls' designs, what about them is bad? No, I would say they are beautiful. They are, once again, they're very sexy, very attractive, very curvy, feminine, beautiful, like flowers. Women to me are like flowers. They're these graceful, beautiful things. But at the same time, all these characters, they have that other side to them. They have this terrifying brutality that when you're looking at them or talking to them, if you mess with them, you are gonna get your ass kicked. They are going to kick your butt. And I love that, that idea that the women, even though they're so beautiful and cute and sweet and kind, that they can still kick your butt to next week. And I just love that dichotomy where they can balance, they can ride that tightrope, right, left and right, you know what I mean? They can just walk that line saying, oh, you know what, yeah, I'm cute and meek and adorable and I'm sweet and I got the curves, but if you mess around, I will kick your ass. And I think that's great, dude. I think that's great. And as a man, I try to encompass that in some way as well, like with being graceful and calm and collected and considerate, that most of the time I'm just a very chill lion, this chill dude, right? And nobody has anything to fear from me. However, on the same side of that coin, right, or on the other side of that same coin, you try to, damage someone I love or something that I truly hold dear to me, then the real lion, the aggressive lion is going to come out, right? And I have that ruthlessness that's just under the surface, but most of the time I'm just, chill as hell and nothing, I'm going to try my best never to say or do anything to really hurt anybody. All right, moving on. Next girl. Ooh, the doll from Bloodborne. First of all, Bloodborne, one of the greatest games ever. Very dark, very brutal. I don't recommend it if you don't like scary things. It will mess with you psychologically. But the doll, she even says herself, when you go there, when you're in the hunter's dream, that she was made by, who was it? Was it Gearman? She was created by, her originator, who thought her up as someone to be with, to take care of him, to help him get through this lonely nightmare, this hunter's dream, this nightmare. She was a concept. She was an idea, and she exists essentially. She's helping to serve you, to help you grow. And there's something so beautiful about that she accepts her role and loves doing it and appreciates doing it, which goes back to what I said near the beginning, is that we should all learn to accept who we are and embrace it. And we'll be so happy in that way if we truly will accept our real wants and desires. You know, you come into the hunter's dream after a terrible night or day out slaying these ferocious abominations of demons and monsters, and she's there to heal you, to rest, for you to rest, to heal your wounds when you are weary. Oh my God, I love it. Speaking of which, that just reminds me of the fairy fountain, of course, from Zelda. I completely forgot about her. See, I knew I would start remembering girls left and right. Yeah, the fairy fountain, you know, the great fairy, man, from Zelda. Talk about beauty and very sexy, but also incredibly powerful, who understands the masculine and feminine nature of power. These girls get it right, man. So the doll might seem like, you know, not very scary or anything like that, but she's powerful, guys. She could help heal your wounds when you get hurt in battle. If that's not power, I don't know what is, man. I love it. Oh, here we go. Next one, Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, of course. Chi-Chi, man, and Bulma. They're like two peas in a pod from that show. Chi-Chi and Bulma, they are, once again, both beautiful women, sexy in their own ways, but God, are they powerful and terrifying. I mean, still, even in late Dragon Ball Z and in a little bit of Super from what I've seen, both of their husbands, who are literally like the most powerful beings in the universe or multiple universes, are still terrified of these normal female humans, okay? You gotta understand this. These are like aliens that Goku and Vegeta are like aliens from the planet Vegeta. They're Saiyans, okay? They're literally like these big monkeys. They can turn into these huge, 300-foot tall monkeys, and they are terrified and afraid of these little female girl humans on planet Earth, that they end up loving and marrying. It just shows you the power of what females have over a man. And once again, as you guys listening, if you've ever had a girlfriend, I mean, you tell me, like, what does it feel like when you mess up, when you did something stupid and your girl is yelling at you and she is pissed at you, dude? It is like Mother Nature herself is coming to attack you. And yeah, you might be physically stronger than her, but it's her intention, her words, her voice, all of it put together, her behaviors, her love and passion all wrapped up in it, because hopefully she's a good girl, right? And she's looking out for the best for both of you. And it's not a selfish place where it's her words are coming from. It's actually a place of love and place of care. But when that's all coming at you, man, oh, dude, you feel terrified. You feel scared, like you would never want to fight it. It's amazing. Like, one of my favorite quotes is, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned," right? So, like, you'd rather be in hell than have a woman be truly pissed at you, because she will make your life miserable. So yeah, Bulma and Chi-Chi, man, they got the curves, they got the beauty, they got the grace. I mean, Bulma can she can build you like a time machine and a spaceship that can travel distant galaxies, but at the same time, she's worried about her hair and her makeup and getting a boyfriend and being cute and adorable. And it's just like this dichotomy. Same thing with Chi-Chi, right? Always trying to look cute and adorable for Goku, but at the same time, ready to fight anything and anyone that comes across her way. I mean, it's just... it's so venerable, these women. I love them all so much. Alright, moving on to one of my early ones, too. This is, once again, when I was a kid, man. I was a little kid, I'll never forget. I want to say this was in the 90s, you guys. I truly want to say this was in the 90s. I was very young. Sailor Moon. You guys ever heard of Sailor Moon? You know anything about her? Dude, Sailor Moon. I remember watching her after school. We had this little tiny TV in our kitchen. I'm talking, 6 inches across, maybe 9 inches if we're being generous. This tiny little TV, probably 320p. And I remember I used to watch, I think it was Cartoon Network. They had Sailor Moon on after school sometimes. I remember watching and seeing these girls fighting. And one thing I'll never forget the most about them, 2 things. Number 3 things, right? Their power, how powerful these women were. It was amazing. Number 2, their beauty, just how beautiful they are, how sexy they were. And number 3, their transformations. Watching these women transform into their ultimate beings, into their battle ready stages. Oh my God, the music, the animation, their voices. I was I still am. When I see it, if I don't watch it, the transformations, you can see them on YouTube. I look at it and I'm just, the thing that I think, I'm just like, this is what women are. This is what women should be. This is what women should aspire to be. This is beauty. They are sexy. They are graceful. They are powerful. They are strong, independent women. These are women that are fully in touch with their femininity, fully in touch with who they are as these divine feminine beings, you know, and just releasing that out into the world with the way they dress, their colors, their voices, the animation, the moons, the earrings, the jewelry, everything about them. The makeup, it is just spot on. Love the way those girls look in Sailor Moon. I mean, it's like femininity made manifest to me. It is just like the quintessential example of like what, you know, beautiful, ideal females are, in my personal opinion. Everybody has their own different, you know, ideals and stuff and thoughts, but Sailor Moon and her, you know, group of friends, I think there was Venus, Mars, Jupiter. I think they might have had all of them, but that was later. I only saw the ones I saw. I think I saw Jupiter, Mars, Moon, and Venus. I think there were 4, maybe 5. Jupiter, Mars, Moon, Venus, maybe Saturn. I don't remember. This is so long ago, right? Like I said, it was like the 90s. It was like 20 plus years ago, right? Oh my God, Sailor Moon. So, oh God, it's gonna be closer to an hour, huh? Jeez. Okay. Then we got Lara Croft. Now, I've seen a little bit of her, you know, stuff. I think she was in some games, maybe even some movies, from the Tomb Raider, right? From Tomb Raider. But I know about her, right? She's the one who she raids tombs in ancient civilizations and finds lost artifacts and fights, you know, bandits and things like that. And she's once again, very powerful woman, very strong, but at the same time fully in touch with her femininity and her beauty and her sexualization, you know, and she doesn't shy from it. These girls, they don't run away from those things. They embrace who they are. They love who they are as females, and there's nothing wrong with that. Why would there be? Why would there be? It's something to be celebrated. Being a female is something you should love, you know? Just like as I love being a lion, I love being a male. I enjoy it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I hope more women can start to embrace that and start to embrace the things that they truly love. If they love flowers, great. If they love action, great. They love fighting, great. They love, you know, cooking, great, and cleaning, that's great. You want to go hiking, you want to do math, you want to do whatever, that's great. Whoever it is, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just embrace it, you know? Embrace who you are. Whatever your heart is telling you. You know, if it's telling you that you're a guy, great. If it's telling you you're a girl, great. As long as you embrace it, fully accept it, and go after it, I think the world will be so much happier that way, man. So much happier. So there we go. Another one, Lara Croft. Okay, and the last two before my final one. We got the Lord of the Rings. We got the 2 main girls from Lord of the Rings. We got Arwen and we got Galadriel. Arwen is like Aragorn's... She's an elf, okay? I think she's like an elven princess. She's very important. She is beautiful, graceful. She has a sexiness to her. But at the same time, guys, like I said, she's powerful. She not only could outrun the 9 Black Riders with her swiftness and her speed and the Fellowship of the Ring getting away from them. Okay, I talk about that's power right there, you know, and her speed and her control and her ability to ride the horse. Miraculous. Then her magic, okay, how powerful her magic is absurd. She just summoned a wall of water horses to come streaming down the river and wipe all of the Black Riders away. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, how are you not going to have respect for that? That is beauty and grace right there in front of you, man. You know, she didn't need to, you know, talk down on them and be really manly or anything like that and be mean. No, you know, she just said one badass female line. She says, if you want him, come and claim him. You know, and she pulls out her sweet sword and just standing across the river ready to fight to the death and calls the magic water horses down. It's just, beautiful. And then we have Galadriel, okay? God, she's like, I believe, like literally like a goddess in the lore of Lord of the Rings, like in the actual story and the canon of it. She, I believe, my understanding is she's like one of the goddesses. She's like one of the entities that exist to kind of hold balance within Middle-earth. I think Gandalf's another one. Mithrandir, I think, is his like god name. She's one, I believe. I think there was maybe a couple others. I think we're 5 total, or 4, that were given like dominion over Middle Earth to try to keep the balance. I think the Eagles were also one of them as well. I don't know. I'm just remembering stuff that one of my girlfriends told me back in the day about Lord of the Rings. She loved Lord of the Rings, and that was such a special part about her that I will always appreciate. Okay, so yeah, I mean, look at her. She encompasses what it is to be powerful, graceful, and beauty, all and sexiness, all in one. You look at her, the way she behaved in, I think it was The Hobbit. Which one was it? Was it the third one? I think. She shows up to save Gandalf, and like this terrible orc king is like standing over him, about to kill him, and she says, you know, if you touch him, I will destroy you. And he, of course, he tries to touch Gandalf, and she literally just like waves her arm, and the dude just gets Thanos snapped into nothingness, just obliterated into atoms, just gets atomized right in front of her. Like, her power is just ridiculous. And then she just fights Sauron himself and all 9 Black Riders at the same time. Like, oh my god, dude. Galadriel. Grace, beauty, sexiness, power, all of it. She's riding that line, you know what I mean? Balancing it perfectly. God, there's so many other characters. I'm thinking about all these female characters are popping in my head where they don't ride that line and they go over the line, and it's just terrible. And I don't want to talk about those. Let's just talk about the good ones. Talk about the good girls. All right, guys, we've come to it after 46 minutes in. The final representation. I know I said it earlier with Sailor Moon about, you know, the quintessential, the ideal paragon of what I believe the role model women. There is only one that I would put on the top number 1 pedestal. And if you know me at all, you know who I'm going to bring up right now. You know who I'm going to speak on. My favorite female, the one that has my heart the most over everyone, and probably always will for as long as I live, is none other than my princess, Zelda. You might know her from any of the, I believe, 25 plus games there are in the Legend of Zelda series. She has taken many forms, many shapes, many portrayals, but in each one, there are a few things, a few characteristics that you can always pick out that makes her Princess Zelda. 1, she is always, as far as I know, in every portrayal that I've ever seen, always drop-dead gorgeous. She is so beautiful. She is a sight for sore eyes. She is something to look at. She is eye candy. She is miraculous. She is marvelous. She is fantastic, beautiful, gorgeous. Any adjective you want to throw at her in a positive way in regards to beauty. Mysterious. I mean, she is all of it to me, man. Zelda, Princess Zelda. My personal incarnation, one of my favorites. Honest to God, to be honest with you, as far as look is concerned, I think my favorite might not even be a canon one. It's in Hyrule Warriors. The way she looks in Hyrule Warriors. I'll probably try to put a picture of it here for you guys. Love the way she looks there. But canonically, her outfit's just so good in there. But canonically, it's probably Twilight Princess for me. I love Twilight Princess. I love Breath of the Wild version of her. I love all of them, right? Ocarina of Time version, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, they're all great. But, you know, top 2 for me, probably Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild will probably be the top 2. Ocarina of Time Zelda's great too. The adult version, as far as looks anyway, they're all great no matter what. So yeah, they're all beautiful. They're all very caring. That's another characteristic, okay? Is Zelda is always very caring. Very empathetic, very much looking out for her people, for her city, for the kingdom of Hyrule, always looking for the best for everyone around her. Love Zelda. Very empathetic. Then, I guess a third one that she always has had, as far as I know, is she's always been very powerful. Incredibly powerful. She literally holds the Triforce of Wisdom. She is wise. She is wise beyond years with her knowledge and her understanding. And she's always been very powerful in her magic, specifically her light magic. She can literally, she gives you get light arrows from her, and she can the light arrows essentially kill anything in one hit. Not to mention, by the way, she turns into Sheik, which is a ninja, so she has ninja powers as well, like teleportation and stuff like that. Incredible. We never really got to see Sheik fight except in Super Smash Bros. As far as I'm concerned. Maybe she has, but I haven't seen it. Hopefully we do get to see her fight in her Sheik form one day. Maybe even Breath of the Wild 2, she'll turn into Sheik, and do some badass stuff. Who knows? Oh my god, imagine playing as Sheik in Breath of the Wild 2, by the way. Oh my god, I'm hoping it's going to be co-op, by the way. Like, you have Zelda as a partner who follows you around, and maybe we get to play as Zelda a little bit. Then imagine playing as Sheik, too, and like Link will get separated and stuff. You'll have to play as Link by himself, or play as Zelda by herself, and just reunite. Oh god, the possibilities in Breath of the Wild 2 are infinite, dude. Seriously, and I don't think it's coming. I'm guessing, if I had to guess, 2021. Hopefully, the end of 2021, if not even 2022. I want them to take their time on that game. Switch Pro needs to be out. We need a new Switch. It really needs 1080. It needs 4K 60 frames, but it's probably going to be 1080. As long as if they can get to 1080 60, we're good, but I would really want, 4K 60. But anyway, so that's the third thing about Zelda. She's always very powerful. So she's powerful, she's beautiful, she's always very wise, and she's always very caring, for her people and the world around her. And animals as well. Very caring towards animals. I think in Breath of the Wild, she's like petting a dog in one scene or something. He's like, oh, so you're just a baby. You're so adorable. I love her. God, I would die for her in an instant, man. So, there we go, guys. That's my list. I think it's 15 girls, 15 characters from movies, games, whatever. Just 15 strong, independent, beautiful, sexy women that I think are paragons or models to what girls should look up to and what they can be, what they're capable of. I have a little list here for honorable mentions, right? And maybe I'll put the pictures in, maybe like one of each real quick. I'm just gonna fly down the list just to sum this video up. We're getting over close to an hour here, so and the first one here on my list is actually Segura from. And this is not in any order, by the way, it's just the order I've thought of them. Segura from Destiny 2. She is an AI. Once again, she's a ghost. A ghost is like this little orb that floats around and follows you around and just helps you out and throughout the game. She can revive you actually if you die. The ghosts are really powerful. But she's the ghost for Osiris. Osiris is the strongest warlock that ever lived, and she was his helper. But I love her personality. If you go look her up, she's just very witty, kind of snippy, kind of snarky. I love it, but still very cute and adorable, and you can tell that she loves and she cares for Osiris deeply. Next on the honorable mentions is Bayonetta. I've never played any of the Bayonetta games. However, I think it's Nintendo that owns the franchise. I'm not positive. But one thing I have noticed about Bayonetta is she is freaking gorgeous. She is sexy as hell, dude. And I've noticed two things, right? She is sexy as hell, and I always see her kicking ass, man. Bayonetta is always flipping around, doing these things, going crazy. Her movements are so fluid and so graceful and beautiful. It's just like, oh my god, you can't do anything but admire the way she moves, the way she fights. So, love her. Eris Morn is the next one on the list. Now, she has just a lot of beauty in regards, not physical beauty, because she's been through some terrible things, but she has beauty in her heart and her soul that only comes out in certain moments. A little bit in Destiny 1, but definitely a lot in Destiny 2. You see a lot of different sides to Eris Morn, and it's just, it's great. It's really great stuff that you see. And I just wanted to put her on the list. Next one is Navi. Of course, Navi short for Navigate from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. She's this little fairy that follows you around. By the way, I want Link to have a fairy, man. I miss him having a fairy following. There's nothing to me. Having a fairy around, having Link in his green tunic walking around with his brown boots, his green hat, his Hyrule shield, and the Master Sword with a little fairy floating around, little blue fairy with white pulsating off her and little dust particles, little fairy particles flowing behind her. That is The Legend of Zelda to me. That is the quintessential, the ideal look for Link. Love it so much. Just on a side note, but Navi, she was very beautiful, very adorable. I loved her, the way she talked to Link, and I would go, hey, listen, it's just so cute to me, man. Because the girl's telling you, hey, come over here. She's guiding you, help navigate through this world, this dark, terrible, treacherous world. It was great. I loved it. I adore Navi. Next, and of course, we got Nintendo crushing it all over the place, man. Princess Peach, dude. Princess Peach, guys. Oh, her beauty is just, oof. It's otherworldly. She's grown on me throughout my whole life, saving her ever since I was a little kid, you know, doing her thing. She falls into the typical princess role most of the time. I'm not sure about too much power that she has, but she's great. Her character is fantastic. She doesn't need to be. She just needs to be loving, caring, kind, and that's what she is, and beautiful. She has all those things. Like I said, guys, it doesn't matter where you exist on these spectrums. It's just the fact that you embrace who you are and you accept it, you know? So if you're super feminine, if all you want to do is cook and clean and look pretty, there's nothing wrong with that. There never will be anything wrong with that. Just like if you're a man and you just want to go out, hunt, kill things, earn a living, take care of your family and your friends, you know, and do manly things like work on cars and lift weights and spend time outside in nature and all this, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that either. And there's also nothing wrong if you want to do some of both. Maybe you like cooking and you're a guy. That's great. Maybe you're a girl and you like fighting things and riding dirt bikes. Cool, dude. That's great too. Embrace who you are, accept it, and then help other people to embrace and accept who they are instead of denying who they are, rejecting it, and then making other people feel bad about it, you know? Let's just try to help each other, man. Let's try to unify each other, bring each other together. Then we got Lois Griffin, really quick, little mention. She does some, you know, bad things in Family Guy, but that just shows we all make mistakes, but she has a very good heart. There's so many times, I think I've seen up to like season 13 of Family Guy, so I've seen a lot of it. I think they're on season 20 something now, like 21. It's very long. I gotta catch up one day when I have time. Once I have financial freedom, there's a lot of things I need to catch up on, a lot of things. But yeah, you know, she's always looking out for Peter's best interest, for the family's best interest in general, right? And I always loved that about her, that like Peter would do the stupidest things, man, just the dumbest things as we guys do sometimes. We do stupid things, airheaded things where we don't think the consequences through. And then Lois is always there as the guiding light to Peter to help bring him back to sanity, to help bring him back to the love and to the light, for the most part, right? And I always appreciated that about her. Okay, almost done here. We got Jasmine. You know Jasmine from, from Aladdin? Love Jasmine from Aladdin. Oh my God. Once again, the beauty and the grace and the sexiness mixed with the power. She rides that tightrope so perfectly, man. Having all that power and that wit that she is like a freaking tiger, you know? What's his name? Sashu or something? The tiger is like her pet, you know? She's this big tiger that could eat you in a second. It's like her pet. You know, Jasmine. I've always loved Jasmine growing up, dude. She's beautiful, and I always respected her. Oh, I just thought of another one, the Queen. The Queen from Destiny 2. See, I'm thinking about all these girls now. They're on my mind. The Queen from Destiny 2, you guys. Love her. Once again, grace, beauty, sexiness, attractiveness, power, all of it. Mwah, her personality, dude, talk about, I mean, she can be really mean, right? Really aggressive, but she was only like that when you meet her because she's protecting her people, you know? And then she warms up to you, the Guardian, and she starts, you know, you start to see her personality a little more, and it's great. And I would love to see more of her. Apparently there's some more stuff, some more lore in Destiny 2. I never got around to it. I don't really play anymore. I would like to. I really would like to learn more about her. So love the Queen from Destiny 2. Okay, we got like 5 more here. Rachel from Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden, however you want to say it. If you go play Ninja Gaiden, you're gonna come across this girl in the storyline named Rachel, and she's, my God, so sexy, dude. Her outfit, I love Team Ninja, man. The way they portray women in the Dead or Alive series and Ninja Gaiden and Neo. Oh, I think they nail it. I think they freaking nail it. Love Rachel. She's curvy, beautiful, sexy. But powerful, man. She's got her scythe. It's like a switchglaive type thing, and she just goes crazy, man, slaying demons and monsters. It is awesome, dude. It is awesome, her power. Once again, riding that tightrope, man. Okay, next one is the Perfect Dark Girl. I forget her name, man. I haven't played Perfect Dark in so long. I should have looked it up. Is it Joanne or Joan from Perfect Dark? I forget her name. I gotta look it up. But she's gorgeous. She's got the short red hair. She looks good too, man. I think she pulls it off very well. And she's still got the curves, looking sexy, looking cute, looking very attractive. But still very smart, very adept in technology and fighting, you know. She's incredibly well skilled. She's very adroit at doing those things. At working with technology and weapons and different types of weapons. You gotta respect it. All right, then we got 2 more real quick from Zelda. We got Saria and Malin. Saria is the one from Saria's song in Kokiri Village and Kokiri Forest. When you first, start off in Ocarina of Time, she gives you the ocarina, and she teaches you Saria's song, the Lost Woods song, which helps set you off through the entire adventure. So her power was not in brute strength. Like a lot of these women's power, people just think it's all about brute strength to be powerful. You just got to be strong and mean and punch things. No, dude, no. Power comes in many shapes and many sizes. And Saria's power was in the fact that she created this ocarina that she gave to you that helped you on your entire adventure to save the kingdom of Hyrule. Incredible, man. She was the seed, the spark that started the entire thing. And then you have Malin, who was the girl who lived on a ranch. She lived on a farm, you guys. She wasn't a princess or a king or anything like that. No, she was just a girl living on a farm. But you know what she did? She was raising animals. She was raising horses. And one of those horses, you know who it happened to be? Epona. Link's horse, the horse that would help carry him throughout most of the entire game, throughout most of the adventure, to go and save the world. So without Malin, Link would have never gotten Epona and maybe wouldn't have been able to succeed in his adventure. Or if he did, it would have been much longer and much more difficult. So once again, here we have a woman who's not like a physically strong character, but still very powerful, who gives you something in a different way that makes you become more powerful and thus ensures the safety of the entire world. You gotta love these girls, man. Oh, my heart, dude, my heart. Fuck. Last two here, we got Hilda, Princess Hilda. She's from The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Essentially, she is like the dark side of Zelda in a dark realm. She's like the dark version. Okay, so we have the light realm and the dark realm. Princess Zelda is the princess on the light realm, and Princess Hilda is the princess that resides in the dark realm. And I'll never forget my favorite moment of that entire game is when you finally make it to the dark realm. You're defeating bosses, you're fighting the through the dungeons, and I think at the very end you're about to fight Ganon, and she comes bursting into the room with this ray of light and this explosion. And she says something I forget the exact line, but it's something along the lines of, "Hello, I am Princess Hilda, and I have failed you in every way." Something like that, when she walks in. It's so counterintuitive to what you would expect a princess or a ruler or a king to come in and say, because most of the time you would think, especially with this culture we have going on, past 10 years with girls like, "Oh, I'm here to save you because you can't do it on your own, you stupid man." That's what it would be, right? Most things. But no, she comes in and she says, "I have failed you in every way." She completely acknowledges and is accepting the mistakes that she has made and letting them be known to you, that she has failed at her duties and that she is willing to die, willing to sacrifice everything to right her wrongs, to become a better person altogether, a better leader. No gender politics, no bullshit, no demeaning anyone else, just taking full responsibility for her own mistakes, owning up to them, and trying to move forward and become better and to grow. Dude, balancing that line, man, so perfectly. Love it. You gotta love it. And then we got, last but not least here, special mention, honorable mention, Rosalina and Luma. I have Luma there just because I love Luma. Luma's like the little star. Rosalina's from Mario. You guys, you can look her up. I believe she's a princess. She travels throughout the galaxies. Like, her mission, she's just going around throughout the galaxies, like taking care of business, making sure everything's okay. And she ends up stumbling across, I forget how you meet in Mario Galaxy with her, but this girl is super powerful. She can like control stars and suns, and she has like this like little army of these little guys that like work for her. And but at the same time, super beautiful. I think she's got those big blue earrings, that dress she wears, her little wand, her magical wand. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. So beautiful, so sexy, so attractive, so powerful. It's incredibly powerful. You gotta tip your hat. And that's it, guys. These are all the women, man. These are the ones, dude. Like I said, there's a lot of other ones I didn't mention that I forgot about or didn't forget about, just didn't include because I just want to, not make this video. I didn't want it to be so long. I was trying to shoot for under an hour, but we went over a little bit. It's okay. It's going to take a long time for me to edit this together and to render everything and get it uploaded, but I'm going to. And that's it, man. I think there's a lot of women and a lot of men out there, but especially women, I think that really need to see this video. I hope that this reaches a lot of females. I don't know what I'm going to title it. I don't know what I'm going to title the video. I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure what a catchy but truthful phrase would be that I can name this thing. Something along the lines of that I've been toying with is, that women can be sexy and powerful, or women can be beautiful and strong, like something like that, where I want to talk about, in the title, I want to capture both sides to that coin, that it's okay to be strong and it's okay to be beautiful. It's okay to be attractive, sexy. It's okay to be, wanted or desired by the opposite sex. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. The only problem I have with any of this is when other people try to take their opinions, shove it down someone's throat, and not only do that, but make them feel terrible about their own opinions. That's what really gets me going. It's like, no. If you want to be a guy, that's fine, man. Go for it. You want to be a girl? Hey, that's fine too. You want to be something in between where you're a guy and a girl, or you're neither? That's fine as well. It makes no difference to me, makes no difference to anyone else. But just don't go around being mean, hating on someone else who's different than you and trying to make them be like you. Like, what if I, as a man, if I'm going around trying to make every girl become me to become a guy? Or if I'm a girl and then they're trying to go around and make every guy become a girl? Or if someone's in the middle and they're trying to make men and women both become neither. They're trying to say, you need to become non-binary. You need to go in the middle and not be either one, not identify as either one. No, that's where I have issues, man. Let everybody live their own life. Let everybody be on the spectrum wherever they want. We all have different sides of different spectrums. Like, imagine like 100 of these on one page, right? Like the line. Imagine the spectrums I was telling you about. Imagine like 100 of them right in front of you, like going up and down, right? And they're all different. What kind of foods you like, your height, your weight, your strength, your humor. You have all these different spectrums. Your gender. Gender is just one of those spectrums that we have, how much you like cars, how much you like games, how much you like movies. It's all from left to right, from negative infinity value to positive infinity value. You can put anything on a spectrum, right? And everybody has their own. We all have millions of spectrums, and we all exist on these spectrums in independent places. And that's okay. The only problem I ever have is when someone is trying to, kill anybody or murder someone, in cold blood. That's the only issue I have. Other than that, do what you want. Everyone, in my opinion, man, you should be able to do whatever he or she or it pleases, unless you're hurting and impeding on someone else's freedom and someone else's wants. So, someone's like, oh, I just love killing things. Well, I'd say, you can't be killing things. You have to find a healthy avenue to express that, because in order for you to satisfy your desire, well, you'd have to kill things that don't want to be killed, like humans and animals, right? So I would say you have to find a healthy desire to get that rage out. Where can you do that? In books, music, movies, video games, things like that, right? Things that are virtual, that are not technically quote unquote real, where you can still get the satisfaction, but none of the consequences in real life, right? Someone says they love driving fast, 100 miles an hour. Well, I wouldn't tell them just get in your car and drive 100 miles an hour. No, I would say, okay, you should really look into simulations, to video games, to things where you can get that out in a healthy way. You speed, get it out in a healthier way, in a safer way, like roller coasters or skydiving, things that have a much less chance of hurting not only yourself but other people, right? Because if you go speeding down the road and you love speed, you could hurt other people too, and yourself. So that's where it's bad. So you can get your speed kick somewhere else. Go to a racetrack. Go to somewhere where you can get those desires out in a healthy way. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, man. There's these beautiful girls out there. Maybe one day I'll do a video on guys as well, all the strong, badass males that are out there, that are also, some of them, pretty attractive. First that comes to mind right off the bat, man, Leon S. Kennedy, dude. Resident Evil 4. Dude, I had like such a man crush on that guy. I love that dude. I always had Johnny Depp, by the way, in what is it? Only in the one show, the one TV show, the movie, Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean being Captain Jack Sparrow. Beautiful man, gorgeous man. Love his behavior, love his accent, love the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he looks. Love it. Great, very attractive. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just getting off topic. These are my girls. There's a lot more, of course. I know I'm going to be very upset. Comment all your favorite women, guys, down below. Please give them lots of hearts, lots of love, lots of passion. Show our girls. We love that they're beautiful. We love that they're sexy. But we also love that they're attractive. We love that they're smart. We love that they're empowered, that they're strong, and they're willing and capable. We love all those things. We also love when they're weak, when they're small, when they're little, when they need us. We love them no matter what. You know, and I think that's the best way to be, to have unconditional love. Care for everybody no matter what they do, no matter what they've done, because you got to understand that they're good in their soul. They're good deep down. And we just got to keep helping each other, man. Let's rise up. Let's get past all this bullshit, all this negativity in the world right now. It's like I said, it's June 2nd, 2020. We're trying to be positive now, get over this pandemic, get over this craziness. Come together, unify. I hope the world unites after this. Maybe one day we're going to have a United States of planet Earth. I really hope so. I dream it. I dream about it. Hope, sitting, hoping, waiting, wishing, right? All right, guys. My battery's about to die. Take care. Comment. If you like the video, like it. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Just let me know why. I really appreciate it. Let me know why. Comment your favorite women down below. Let's give our girls some love. Our princesses, our goddesses, these beautiful females that exist. Hopefully they continue to exist forever. I know they will. I'll carry them with me in my heart for all the days of my life and into infinity and beyond.